Hey, Hound Dogs. I'm David Hankins,
I'm Paul Hankins. I'm Trevor Hankins.
And I'm Rachel Wells.
and you're on the air with Power Squared. This is one of our, I guess, I don't know which, 20th or
20.
20th comic book club meetings. A couple of
It's
the,
20 already?
yeah,
Wow.
a couple of the normal members can't be here today due to this. Just can't be here.
Circumstances beyond their control.
Yes, and so we're going to carry on without them, even though Julia picked the book. I usually make the person say, "Why'd you pick it?"
Yeah.
But the book is
Look Back by Tatsuki Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man.
okay, and it's a one shot, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I don't know why she picked it, but I'm going to assume because it talks about the creative process to a certain degree. Rachel, what did you think of the book?
I love this book. I had originally read it when it first came out on the Shonen Jump app. Dom and I have a subscription to that. And I had meant to reread it for a while, actually, because of the movie. The movie came out last year, and I wanted to reread it before watching it. And to this day, I've not watched it. Actually, we're going to watch it tonight for movie night.
Oh,
But I actually, like David was saying earlier before we started recording. It's a really quick read. I actually read it yesterday when I was at the gym, and I was waiting for some machine hogs to stop hogging the machine.
yeah, get it all sweaty too. Towel? I don't need a towel. Anyway, no, Jim. So yeah, I read it over. I've read it twice now,
Same.
and the second time it just like went through very quickly. It's a really good book. I like it a lot.
Yes. I felt more emotional the second time. So,
So
whereas we didn't say what the book was about.
yeah, let's talk about that. That was my next question. What is the book about?
Well, I can read the blurb on the back. The overly confident Fujino and the shut-in Kiyomoto couldn't be more different, but a love of drawing manga brings these two small-town girls together. A poignant story of growing up and moving forward that only Tatsuki Fujimoto, the creator of Chainsaw Man, could have crafted.
Okay. So there's a lot of images in there of drawing. And I know that I guess I'll ask you and Trevor this was I mean it's can be a very lonely thing to keep drawing all the time. I mean, did you have that experience growing up?
Oh yeah, well, this story hit home really hard for me as an artist. Like it's certainly some kind of autobiographical in terms of the author Fujimoto, but it immediately struck me the opening scene where Fujino thinks she's hot shit because she's the class artist, you know? But then suddenly there's someone else that is an even better artist, or at least she thinks she's a better artist, and she's like, wait, this isn't right. My whole worldview is shifting. And even scenes throughout the rest of the comic really hit home. It's super close, like making a decision whether to go to art school, like shifting things around your life so you can be a better artist. It's definitely feels very personal.
Yeah.
Were you encouraged as a creative teen to keep drawing or go out and play with your friends or what?
Oh, absolutely. I can't say I had the exact same experience as Fujino, because as she was getting older, there were people in her life encouraging her to stop drawing. That's for kids, which is really stupid. I've never
Yeah.
heard anyone say that in
Yeah.
my life, but I suppose they're out there somewhere.
Yeah.
But they encouraged her to be more social, to take karate.
Yeah. Was your
I
sister?
can't say I had the same experience. People saw my art and they saw it as special. And I think I harnessed that as my way of like feeling important in the world, which is partially why I kept drawing. But I feel very lucky to have been encouraged to pursue that.
Did you ever feel that you came across somebody who was a better artist than you? I mean, like she Yeah, you're right. She thinks she does this little manga chapter or chapters or panels or
Yeah,
whatever.
she has a 4 coma.
Yeah, in the what?
A 4 coma.
Okay.
4 panel.
All right. She has these little 4 panel things in the school paper, and suddenly the other girl's stuff is like really detailed and really, wow. I was a little fascinated by the idea that the other girl, I'm sorry, I'm not good with the names,
Kyomoto.
she sort of like becomes the other person's assistant, kind of, doing the backgrounds and stuff when she seems
Yeah.
originally to have more talent in a way
Her talent lies largely in backgrounds.
and details. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, when it comes to, like, Fujino seems to think that Kyomoto is inherently more talented than her, and granted, she had a lot more time and energy to, like, get good at those detailed backgrounds because she was a shut-in, but I would argue that I mean, each of their art has its own value. Like, Fujino's comics are actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
And Kyoto doesn't really have, when she submits a comic, it's mostly just shots of backgrounds, which are beautiful. But I just mean to say, it's like, each art has its own value. Not one is not necessarily better than the other, in my opinion.
Right.
And then Kyomoto is a fan of Fujino's work.
Yeah. That was kind
Yeah,
of
exactly.
She thought she was better at certain things.
Right. I think it works good when they're working together.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Sort of, and she brings the other girl, the kind of the shut-in girl, out into the open a little bit and sort of exposes her to, the beauty and whatever of the real world.
I also
Yes.
like how it showed the passage of time, like the bookshelf slowly filling up with books
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
sketchbook slowly stacking up.
Yeah.
This.
Yeah, just the passage of time.
Yeah. The shut-in girl.
Kyomoto.
Okay, Kimoto.
Kyomoto.
Sorry, that's why I don't say it. She seems like seems like she's an orphan because there's no parent around, which is it just seemed like an odd.
It's true. I think it just means I mean, I think it means to say it doesn't really matter what her parents are up to, whether she even has parents.
Right. But they're never, even when she goes back to where she used to live, there's still nobody around. It's still
That's
like
true.
she
Like, her
was.
door is open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's still the stacks and all that kind of stuff.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. And maybe that's not really important to the story. I was just sort of noticing.
Yeah, that is interesting, isn't it?
To me at least.
Say from with when Fujino seeing Kyomoto's work and thinking that it's better. I've actually had it where in my whenever I've had an art class, I've thought that most people in the class were better than me.
Well, it's always comparing yourself. Everybody has different
It's
strengths.
true.
Then
Artists are always comparing themselves, but then when you it really is. It's so real that when you meet these other artists, they're like, "Oh my god, I'm such a big fan of you." We each see strengths in the other person's art, and then we hyper focus on the faults in our own art, and that it's such a vicious cycle.
Even as a writer, and where you're your own biggest critic.
Yeah.
I was going to say before COVID, I was taking a class at the Animation Guild, and I was in class. I was kind of surprised to hear that it was my art style was very different from everyone else's, but everyone in the teacher actually liked my style.
Well,
Aww.
you're your own worst critic, I guess. And creativity can be a very lonely business. You can work with somebody, but you still have to do your own work. I have to do my own work by myself to a certain degree. It's hard to, and in this case, I have a feeling that one does, part of the art, gives it to the other, and they finish the other. They do part of it.
Yeah.
You're not working with the person, putting hands on the same pencil, making the thing, making the drawing, but you can collaborate. But I still think there's a part of it that has to be kind of solo.
Yeah. If we wanted to talk about the second half of the story, I'd have to probably give a spoiler warning here.
Yeah, I guess. So.
Spoiler warning.
Yeah.
If you haven't read the book yet, go read it. It's online for free. Is it for free? I don't know. I have the Sudden Jump app.
Well, in any case, we'll be waiting.
That's right.
Yeah, come on back when you're done.
Yeah. Okay.
So now that you're still here,
yeah, the fantasy of in the story, the shut-in girl gets killed,
yeah,
and sort of a senseless. It kind of reminded me a little bit of the animation studio where the guy came in, you stole my stuff, you burned everything.
Yeah, this was a pretty clear reference to the arson attack on Kyoto Animation in 2019.
Yeah, I thought about
which
that.
I think today is the worst mass murder in Japan's history.
Wow. By just the sheer numbers, we do that every day here. Yeah, it's not a good thing. But it just seems like a reference to that to me too.
Yeah, same.
I don't know what year this came out in, but
2021.
Okay, so it would have been a reference.
Yeah,
that was.
Well, I thought it was.
It's heartbreaking, especially because I read this blind when it first came out, and you really did not expect something like that to happen. Leading up to it, it was pretty shocking.
Yeah, it was shocking to me too. So it was kind of realistic that before that happened, they would kind of go their own separate ways.
Right.
Yeah. But then it was shocking to see the news like that. It was.
And it has to be a lot of guilt that you kind of expose this person to the world, and the world.
It's almost like a survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
And it's heartbreaking to see Fujino think back on how could I have protected her? What could I have done differently?
Yeah.
It's all my fault.
Then then she has this
fantasy of
saving her.
Using karate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, she saw that Kyomoto was still supporting her even though they weren't working together anymore.
Yeah.
So and I interpreted the ending as she found the motivation to keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. It has to be, it makes you realize that every moment is precious in its own way. And you kind of you assume somebody's going to be okay, and you never know what's going to happen. And she did find it in herself to continue to draw.
Yeah.
Yeah. It does make me. I like to read about our books before we talk about them. I probably should have gone back and read about Fujimoto's career trajectory before coming on here. But it makes me wonder. I mean, this is pretty obviously, at least partially, autobiographical. I wonder if this story is a bit of a reflection of the author's feelings about the way his career has gone. Should he have done X or Y? It really, I can't help but wonder about his thought process making this story.
Yeah, I'd be curious too. It was knowing how the second half played out when I was rereading it, I was teary-eyed. So
Mm-hmm.
And then at the end, it's still, at least the way we interpreted the ending, it still kind of feels uplifting.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It does, yeah. There's a bit of hope at the end. I'm gonna, almost like Fujino wants to carry on Kiyomoto's legacy
Yeah.
by just like being the best artist she can be.
Right. Yeah, there's a kind of a senselessness to the world that you have to overcome. You have to keep going,
Yeah.
and you have to, somebody does, just because they're gone doesn't mean their spirit or whatever doesn't live with you.
Yeah.
And can kind of, it's a really good little book, and they
Yeah.
made it into a movie, which I guess is on Prime Video. Or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
With
Yeah.
What?
With a dub.
With the dub. But I know she likes to watch it subtitles.
They have it.
I'm really looking forward to watching the movie because I've only heard good things,
Yeah.
What? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm curious about the movie too.
Well, I assume at some point we'll watch it.
Yeah.
I told Dom I want to watch it tonight, and he's like, "No, I don't feel like crying tonight." But eventually, I think he came around eventually, so we are going to watch it tonight. I'll let you know how it goes.
All right. If he's crying, no.
Long story short, if you're looking for Chainsaw Man, you're not going to find it here.
Yeah, it's a.
It's
It's kind of funny. I've read a few of Fujimoto. I'm caught up with Chainsaw Man. I've read all of Fire Punch, and it seems, and I haven't read Goodbye Eri yet, but I do want to read that eventually. It seems Fujimoto's works is either weird, bombastic, fucked up story, or like a really heartfelt story that really tugs at you.
You can do both.
No, he's good at that.
Yeah.
Get a man that can do both.
Yeah.
our familiarity with Chainsaw Man is through the anime, so this is like it's very different from Chainsaw Man.
Yeah.
I watched the anime at first when it came out, and then from there I just binged all of part 1 of the manga, which blew my mind. And I'm still reading the manga. It's one of my favorites, and I'm really looking forward to the movie coming out in the fall. Oh, I'm so excited.
All right.
Alright, so I think we would all highly recommend.
It was Julia's choice, and it was a good one.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was a good one. Highly recommend. Two thumbs up.
Whether or not you're a fan of Chainsaw Man, you should still check this out.
I'm aware of Chainsaw Man. I've seen little bits of it, but I've never actually watched it. But this stands on its own. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
So after Julia in the rotation, it would be Dad, but
I always give it up.
so went to me. So we noticed that distribution of Western and Japanese stuff is slightly skewing Japanese.
Yeah.
So I came up with a suggestion that was American. Grommets
Ooh.
by Brian Posehn and Rick Remender.
What's it about?
It's both an authentic look at 80s skater culture, but it's also a coming-of-age story about two boys from troubled homes.
Yeah. Because we actually talked to Brian at, was it WonderCon?
Yeah.
Yeah. And he was talking about how I guess he and Rick have known each other for a while.
Yeah.
And they were both skaters. I wouldn't have pictured Brian Posehn as a skater, but he was a skater boy at the time. And they had that sort of culture in common.
Yeah.
I wasn't part of the conversation, but I remember it was at WonderCon.
Okay.
It has a positive blurb.
Is that number 1 you have there, or is it?
It's all 7 issues in one volume.
Okay.
Now,
I'm gonna pick up the Amazon link and post it in Julia's honor.
I was going to say, it has a positive blurb on the back from Tony Hawk.
Ooh.
so you
The
know it's
skater.
good. Yeah.
That's how you know it's good.
The Tony Hawk seal of approval.
Alright, so grommets.
All right. Is that cool with you? I don't want our books to get to be too expensive for people to. Okay.
I mean, this thing's $17. I can probably find it used even.
Yeah.
Okay. Isn't it pretty new?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, but you still probably find it used.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's okay. Well, that'll be the next one.
Alright, so I guess that covers it.
If you're looking for a silent fidget toy, use our affiliate code Marty and Eli to save 10% off your purchase at getono.com.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and leave a comment below if you have any thoughts on Look Back.
All right. So until next time, I'm David Hankins,
I'm Paul Hankins.
I'm Trevor Hankins.
And I'm Rachel Wells.
and you've been on the air with Power Squared.